So yesterday on the Hasbro Pulse Instagram page, the Marvel team had an Instagram live event where they revealed some upcoming Marvel Legends figures. And one of them in particular is something that is very, very exciting that went up for pre-order today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time alongside the Blue Ranger Lightning Collection items. And that was the Toei Japanese Spider-Man as part of the 60th anniversary line of Spider-Man figures that Marvel is putting together this upcoming fall. So that's right, I'm talking about a Marvel figure on Toku Topics. It's about time. So I collect a couple Marvel figures, couple Marvel Legends here or there I get occasionally, but this one is a absolute must day one pre-order, which I have already pre-ordered it, and I want to talk about it here today on Toku Topics. Personally, I am very excited that Hasbro has finally revealed this figure. So I've known about this figure for months. So you know I have pretty good sources, obviously, for Lightning Collection items. Well, they don't just know Lightning Collection items all of the time, and I was told a couple months ago that a Toei Spider-Man was coming in this special line, and I was a little, worried about what was happening with this figure, because last month there was a fan first, I think Monday or Tuesday from Marvel, and they did a big reveal of a bunch of their Spider-Man related figures for this line, which I also kind of talked about on Lightning Storm, because it was when they revealed the brand new Marvel Legends plastic repackaging for the design of how that's going to look. And they kind of ended it and kind of made it seem like they revealed pretty much all of that line. But they didn't reveal the Toei Spider-Man. They also didn't reveal the Penny Parker and Spider robot set from Into the Spider-Verse. That's also coming in this line. And they still haven't revealed that yet. But the big thing is they revealed finally today, or yesterday, the Toei Spider-Man. So it was a legitimate thing that was coming. And I'm so excited for this because it's technically a tokusatsu character. So if you're not familiar with the 1970s Japanese Spider-Man series, it was a series created by Toei Company, which of course is the creators of the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai franchise. In collaboration with Marvel, they made this live-action series starring their own version of Spider-Man. The show revolves around the character of Takuya Yamashiro, who assumes the identity of Spider-Man to fight against the evil Iron Cross army. It's a very fun show that was, for a brief period of time, available on the Marvel website back in 2009, but I don't think it has like an official place that it's currently at right now. I do know that it was recently referenced in kind of a documentary episode. I think it was on Marvel 616 on Disney+. So recently Marvel has acknowledged its existence, and obviously with this figure, they most certainly are. But it's definitely a very interesting version of Spider-Man out there in the whole Spider-Verse. You've probably seen the memes, especially the one where he's just holding this machine gun that he used in one episode. And it's very weird, it's very interesting, it's very crazy, it's very fun. And of course, we have to address the big elephant in the room about Japanese Spider-Man, his giant mecha, Leopardon, which then ended up becoming the basis for mecha in Super Sentai. So this was before we had any Zords or even mecha in Super Sentai, because this was around the time that Go Ranger and Jaka were the only Sentai series out there. And so this was before Battle Fever J and Battle Fever Robo and everything. And it was because of the success of Leopardon in Spider-Man that we ended up getting mecha, which ended up becoming pretty important for the Sentai franchise, and of course eventually Power Rangers. So we owe a lot to Japanese Toei Spider-Man here, and he's just a beloved character. He's a beloved version of Spider-Man out there in the multiverse or in the Spider-Verse. He's even been in the Spider-Verse comics. He's been heavily rumored to appear in the upcoming Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie, which I'm very, very excited for that. And now he finally has a Marvel Legend. So just like the other figures in the 60th Spider-Man Anniversary line, this comes in a special box that doesn't have a window or anything like that. It has Spider-Man written in Japanese kanji on the top, which looks pretty cool. And I also just really like this design of the suit. I like the little bracelet thing that he has, the little spider bracelet, and that's replicated here. I love always kind of like just the mask shape of the Toei Spider-Man. I've always thought it's been pretty unique compared to other versions of Spider-Man, and so I love how it's being recreated here. And what I think is really, really cool about this figure was something that Dwight pointed out in the live stream yesterday, where he was talking about how typically when they make Spider-Man figures and they include webbing or things for him to swing on or something, they make them somewhat translucent, so it kind of looks like it's a clear, spider web or whatever. But since the Toei Spider-Man definitely looks a little cheesy, it's a 1970s Toei production, so it's going to have that kind of certain charm to it, where a lot of the webs just very clearly looked like white rope. So they specifically made sure that these webbing are not translucent. They're going to just be opaque white, so they look a little bit more ropey and a little less webby, I guess, or they look a little bit more artificial, which is definitely a really cool detail that like I wouldn't have even thought of, but they're doing it regardless. So this figure looks fantastic, and what's great about it is that since it's a Marvel Legends figure, it's a 6-inch figure, so it will scale with your Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures. Now, that Japanese Spider-Man never interacted with any Sentai members, but there are like magazine scans where he did interact with Kamen Rider V3. So if we ever get a figurized standard version of Kamen Rider V3, that would scale with this, because the figurized standard figures scale with Lightning Collection or other Hasbro 6-inch lines. So that would be really cool if we got that. But it would also just be a cool thing to pose with your Lightning Collection, or just to have a unique thing in your Marvel Legends collection. And it is something that I was really excited about when I first heard it, and I'm glad that it's finally been revealed. Now, one of the only downsides about this figure is his price. So since he is a standalone figure in this special subline of Marvel Legends, he is a little bit more expensive than the typical Marvel Legends or typical Hasbro 6-inch figure. So he does retail for $27.99, and they all kind of have a general release date of like around January 2023. So we'll probably get this around then, or like at the very end of 2022, whenever the rest of these other 60th anniversary Spider-Man figures are supposed to be coming out. But I just really wanted to do a video to let you guys know that it existed, how cool that it is that Hasbro is doing this figure, the fact that we're able to get... It's just interesting when you think about how this is like another Toei design. I mean, obviously this is a Marvel character. It makes sense to be a Marvel Legend. It wouldn't really make as much sense for this to like be in the Lightning Collection or something, but it's just kind of cool to see like another Hasbro 6-inch figure line do something Toei related, because obviously a lot of the Rangers that we get are Toei designs first before they're Power Rangers, so it's just a fun little thing to kind of see also happen in this line. So I will leave a couple links down in the description below. Hopefully this video is coming out a couple hours after the pre-orders go live, so hopefully he's not out of stock on certain websites, but I'll find somewhere that he's in stock for you guys to pre-order him, because I think this is going to be a really cool one to have, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing it here on the channel. It will be probably the only Marvel Legends figure that I ever review on the channel, but like I said, I do sometimes collect them. I just don't ever review them. So this will be one that I do review on the channel, just because you can kind of, oop, there goes Iron Man. You can kind of have, and then like a direct line between this version of Spider-Man and connections to Toei and other tokusatsu and Super Sentai and everything. So it's definitely a Toku character, kind of, pretty much, and is deserving to talk about here on Toku Topics. Of course, until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LavyRangerKey or LightningFigPR, and I cannot wait for this figure. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are going to pick this up for either your Lightning collection or maybe your Marvel Legends collection, or just maybe you don't collect either one of those and you just want this and you're a big Spider-Man fan. Maybe you just collect Spider-Man. I don't know, but anything you guys want to talk about with this figure down in the comments below, I can't wait to read it. So until next time, I'll see you all later.